tropical fish keepers? Welcome to Aqua Alex Live, right here on my YouTube channel. I'm your host, South American fish keeper and monster fish hobbyist, Aqua Alex Cardinale. How are you guys and gals doing today? Today, I am hosting my next species profile, and the species we are going to be talking about today is a popular Central American cichlid that comes into the aquarium hobby. This Central American cichlid can be found at Petco and PetSmart, as well as your local fish stores. It is extremely popular in the aquarium hobby, and for good reasons. One of those reasons being it's a very colorful cichlid with a fiery red face, and it's also a very hardy, easy to keep cichlid. Today's fish I'm going to be talking about, the Firemouth Cichlid. Now, the Firemouth Cichlid is hands down one of my personal favorite Central American cichlids. I think of the Firemouth as being one of the Central Americans' versions of the Geophagus family. I think the Firemouth is like a suitable Central American version of the Geophagus because it likes to pick at sand substrate just like a Geophagus, and it behaves similarly to a Geophagus. If I had to compare a Firemouth aggression, I would say that it's very similar to a Geophagus brassinilis, and it's almost as beautiful as a Geophagus brassinilis. So today, I'm going to educate you all on the Firemouth Cichlid. So if you're looking for a medium growing, semi-aggressive cichlid to add to your aquarium, then you need to consider the Firemouth, and it will benefit you to watch this show until the end to learn all about the Firemouth Cichlid. So I'm going to share some interesting facts on the Firemouth Cichlid, and then I will tell you how to keep them in the home aquarium, and I will show you some pictures and videos of the Firemouth Cichlid. So I want to say thank you in advance to everyone that has tuned into this video, whether you're watching it live or you're catching a replay of this video. I appreciate your view. Now, do you have any questions on the Firemouth Cichlids? Do you want to share some thoughts on Firemouth Cichlids? All you got to do is post them in the comment section below, and I will answer all of your questions, and I will react to your thoughts on the Firemouth Cichlid. Now, there is only one way to get this species profile started, and I'm going to start it in a very fun, unique way, and the only way I, Aqua Alex, know how. Alrighty, that was a video of one of my two Firemouth Cichlids. I figured that would be an awesome way to get this video started. I couldn't get my other Firemouth in the video because he was hiding in his rock, but at least I got a video of my Firemouth Cichlid for you. An awesome way to start this video. Now, why does Aqua Alex Cardinale like Firemouth Cichlids? Well, one of the things I like about Firemouth Cichlids is their size. This isn't a cichlid that's going to stay small and maxed out at around 3 inches, nor is this a cichlid that's going to get huge and outgrow a 75-gallon aquarium. I like that they stay under 9 inches. And firemouths are beautiful throughout their whole entire life. Firemouths may start out as dull juveniles, but as they mature, they grow into a beautiful, magnificent, show-stopping fish. Now, some juvenile firemouths will have a lot of color. It just depends on where you get them from. But firemouths are a very, very colorful cichlid, and they're awesome looking, as we're going to see later on in today's video. And they're very affordable. You're not going to break the bank getting a Firemouth Cichlid, and they can live with a wide range of tank mates, and they're semi-aggressive. They're nowhere near as aggressive as a red devil or a maniguense, but they are semi-aggressive, and they need to be kept with other semi-aggressive fish. So those are just some of the reasons why I personally like Firemouth Cichlids. Let's get into some of the facts about the Firemouth Cichlid. Did you know the Firemouth Cichlid comes from Central America? It is one of the most popular Central American cichlids, right up there with Jack Dempsey's and convicts. Yes, that's right, folks. Firemouth cichlids come from Central America. They do not come from South America or Africa. You know, a couple of years ago, I was at a local Petco, and somebody was looking at Firemouth cichlids, and he was telling his friend, this is a great South American cichlid to add to your aquarium. And I was shaking my head like in disbelief. Firemouths are actually from Central America and not South America. I know sometimes the locations of these cichlids can be confusing. A good example of this is the Green Terror cichlid. A lot of people think the Green Terror is from Central America, but it's actually from South America, and the Firemouth is actually from Central America. Did you know the Firemouth Cichlid is very colorful and very popular because of its coloration and hardiness? Yes, it's very beautiful and it's very easy to keep. It does not require special care requirements, and it will thrive in just about any aquarium. A very, very easy cichlid to keep, and one that I do recommend for beginners. The next fact I have for you is that firemouths are very affordable and are perfect for the aquarium hobby. They are one of the cichlids that I believe should be in the aquarium hobby and will thrive in the aquarium hobby for many years to come. And my last fact on this episode of Species Profile, did you know a majority of the firemouth in the aquarium hobby are actually captive raised, tank raised, and farm raised? It is very hard to find an actual wild caught specimen. You'll have to go to someone like Kevin from Tangled Up in Cichlids to find a wild caught firemouth. I don't know how to feel about that. On one hand, I like wild caught fish, and on the other hand, I like farm raised and tank bred fish, but it's pretty cool. I will say this is such a popular aquarium fish that it is available in mass quantities, and a lot of people love and admire the Firemouth Cichlid. It is a awesome fish. So let's get right to our main event, and that is our Firemouth Cichlid species profile. The scientific name for the Firemouth Cichlid. There you have it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I probably would make a fool of myself trying to pronounce that scientific name. The last name is Miki, which is pretty cool. Common names for the firemouth include Firemouth Cichlid, red-faced cichlid, and Miki cichlid. The natural habitat for the Firemouth Cichlid is Central America. You'll find these all throughout Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico. I think it would be an awesome idea to go to Mexico or Guatemala and Belize and see if you can find firemouth in their natural environment. I wish I could be one of those divers that dives into Central American waters, and I think it would be cool to see firemouth in their natural habitat and see how they live, how big they get in the wild, their intense colorations in the wild. It would be cool to see some of the other fish that the firemouth live with in Central America. That would be pretty awesome. So, how big do Firemouth cichlids get? Well, Firemouth can grow up to 7 inches. There are reports, though, that Firemouth can reach up to 9. However, in my 16 or so years of keeping fish, I have yet to see a Firemouth above 8 inches. So that may be a myth, but you never know. It all depends on your water quality, what you feed your fish, and how clean your water is, and how often you do water changes. But I will say that firemouth are a decent sized cichlid. They don't get too big, but they also don't stay too small. So I would say you can expect a firemouth to grow anywhere between 7 to 8.5 inches. A very robust fish. And a fish at that size, 7 to 8 inches, is absolutely beautiful. So my recommended aquarium size for a firemouth would be 55 gallons and up. Obviously, if you can, bigger is better, and that goes for any tropical fish species, but a single firemouth would do well in a 55-gallon aquarium. And if you're thinking about keeping a pair, a trio, or 4 or more, then obviously I would recommend getting a 75-gallon, a 90-gallon, or a 125-gallon aquarium. And that's where I house my 2 firemouths that I got from my local fish store. They're a decent 3 inches, and they're loving life in the 125-gallon aquarium. So obviously, the bigger the aquarium you can provide for your firemouth, the better. They're an awesome fish. So let's talk about care for the firemouth. The firemouth is a really easy fish to keep. There is nothing to know about the firemouth in terms of care. They don't need any specific care requirements. So for the firemouth, you're going to want to keep them in a large tank, 55 gallons or above, and you're going to want to have plenty of filtration. Having good quality filtration will help keep your water clean. And because firemouth comes from Central America, they like a neutral pH. So you're going to want to keep your firemouth in a pH range of 7.0 to 7.6. And Central America is a little bit warmer. So you're going to want to keep your firemouth at about 74 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can have a sand substrate in your Firemouth aquarium. Like I said earlier, to me, Firemouth are like the Central American geophagas. I love watching them pick apart the sand substrate in search of food. It is very, very cool. So a sand substrate would be recommended for the Firemouth, but it could also live in a bare bottom aquarium, or it could live in a gravel aquarium. Now, another thing to note for the Firemouth is they do need a place to hide if they feel startled, and they will become more bolder in their aquarium if you have a hiding space. So I recommend having either driftwood or a rockwork cave formation in your aquarium that your Firemouth can hide in when it's startled. Usually the Firemouth is only startled when it is brand new to an aquarium, or if something is different in the aquarium, like you moved rocks or you're doing a water changes or you're adding a larger fish. But generally Firemouth are a very bold fish. They kind of have a personality like mine. They're very bold and they're out and about. They try to be aggressive. They're all bark and no bite, in my personal opinion, in terms of other aggressive fish. But it's cool that they will stick up for themselves, but try not to put them with a doveye or anything aggressive because they will get torn to shreds. But aquarium care, pretty basic and straightforward. You're going to need good water quality, neutral pH, a little bit of a higher temperature, 74 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and some hiding spaces for the Firemouth Cichlid. They are a very rewarding fish to keep. My friend Steve's Aquatics is in the house. Hey Steve, how are you doing, my friend? And Steve says, substrate is essential for Firemouth Cichlids since they are enthusiastic about digging, notably during spawning. Sand usually works well for these purposes. They frequently pull out plants. And that is a very good point, Steve. You're right about that. They like to dig, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And yes, Firemouth are a very easy cichlid to breed. And it's a lot better than convicts. At least Firemouth cichlids are very gorgeous and pretty and beautiful. Convicts are just ugly black and white fish, except for the females. But I don't think Firemouth breed as regularly as convicts, but they are an easy breeder to say the least. The male Firemouth has more coloration than the female, and I believe the male Firemouth also has longer fins, but you got to wait until they're about 5 or 6 inches to determine the sex for the Firemouth Cichlid. All right, let's talk about feeding the Firemouth. The Firemouth is very easy to feed, just like just about any other Central or South American cichlid. These fish will eat just about anything, but Firemouth are omnivores, meaning that they eat both meat and plant matter. So we must take that into consideration when we are feeding our Firemouth Cichlid. So my personal Firemouth that I have in my tank, my pair, they get Hikari Cichlid Gold. They get New Life Spectrum veggie flakes that are actually meant for my flagtails and my silver dollars, but my Firemouth end up picking them off. So they do get their veggies. They get frozen bloodworms, frozen Maiessa shrimp, and they also get chopped up market shrimp. They get pieces of tilapia, cod, and whatever frozen fish I have in my freezer. They get earthworms and the occasional guppies and convict fry. Now, I know there are people that enjoy convicts, but I have a buddy of mine in Jupiter, Florida, that breeds convicts, and he has thousands of fry. And he says, Alex, I want to come over and watch your black wolf destroy the convicts. So he comes over and I put in all those convict fry, and they get eaten. And one of my firemouths got a hold of one of the baby convicts, and he surprisingly ate it. It was like a really tiny one, though. But yeah, it is pretty cool to watch them eat. They'll eat just about anything, like I said, but you want to make sure that they're getting meat and vegetables in their diet. And if you do that, their coloration is going to be spectacular. So if you really want to get that deep orange coloration out of your firemouth, for any fish with the orange coloration, like for example, my wide bar silver dollars, then I really recommend increasing the shrimp feedings. Shrimp and krill is essential in bringing out orange, red, and yellow coloration of fish. So Oscars, for example, would benefit from krill and shrimp, and obviously the Firemouth Cichlid would obviously benefit from shrimp and krill. There is some sort of a amino acid in the shrimp and krill that, when fed to fish, it intensifies that deep red coloration, and that is how my red hooks get those red spots and the red coloration, and that is how my wide bars have that deep, almost like red belly pacu look, and hopefully that'll be why my firemouth will have some intense orange coloration. So feeding is very easy for the Firemouth Cichlid. So Steve says, I know you don't like regular convict cichlids, but what do you think of the Honduran red point convict? Those ones I do like, the Honduras red point convicts. Those are some of the most beautiful convicts. And if I was to keep convict cichlids, it would be the Honduran red point convicts. But the problem with convicts for me is that they breed constantly. They're horny little bastards. So if you get a pair, then you're probably going to have 1,000 convicts in your aquarium. They're super, super aggressive. It's hard to find tank mates for convicts, and you would have to find really aggressive fish to put in with your convicts, and they're just kind of common. I like to specialize in some of the more exotic fish. And when I say that, I know that I have an Oscar and Firemouth and red hooks, but I do have some exotic fish in my tank. I've got vulture cats, I've got a black, a gold, and a red wolffish, and there's a couple of other exotics in there. But convicts are nice. If I had a spare 10 or 20 gallon, I would get a pair of Honduran red points and keep them and raise them well. They are very, very cool. I don't have anything against convicts. I just don't like that they breed consistently, and they are kind of aggressive. I do like the female convicts, though. The female convicts are very, very gorgeous, and they go well with firemouth, too. But there are instances where a firemouth has crossbred with the convicts, so you have to be careful of that. All right, so right now I think it's time for us to take our quick commercial, which is being brought to us by Jeremy Stellhorn and Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Now, Little Egypt Aquarium Club offers aquarium hobbyists like myself quality fish food like Repashy. They also have driftwood and sponge filters. And I'm giving you 10% off your order through Little Egypt Aquarium Club. All you gotta do is use coupon code Alex, and you will get 10% off your order. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is an up and coming online aquarium supply store, so definitely worth you guys to check it out. When we come back, we're going to talk about tank mates for the Firemouth Cichlid. We're going to see some photos and videos of Firemouth, and we'll wrap up this amazing video.
The following message is brought to you by Jeremy Stellhorn and Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Get our awesome aquarium products and find out how to save 10% using coupon code ALEX.
Hello, I am Brandy Cardinale the Beagle. I'm here to introduce Aqua Alex, and he has a special message. He's going to tell you a place where to get high quality aquarium supplies and how to save 10%.
Hey everybody, Aqua Alex Cardinale here. I've got a very special announcement for you. My buddy Jeremy Stellhorn has an online business called Little Egypt Aquarium Club that specializes in aquarium supplies such as driftwood and stucco caves and also tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club provides aquarium hobbyists with the specialized tropical fish food and aquarium supplies. I personally recommend Repashy tropical fish food. Little Egypt Aquarium Club has plenty of Repashy. You can find Repashy Community Plus for all your community fish. And you can even find Repashy Morningwood for your royal plecos and your Panicu plecos that need wood in their diet. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, your home for all sorts of aquarium supplies and tropical fish food. Be like Aqua Alex and purchase Repashy for your aquarium fish. I have predatory fish, and even they themselves love Repashy. And get this, I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, love saving money when I buy quality aquarium products. I'm here to help you save money. So when you purchase from LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, I'm going to give you a discount code so that you can save 10%. All you need to do at checkout is use coupon code ALEX to save 10% on your order. That's right, to save 10% on your order, just use coupon code ALEX. LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com. Every purchase helps Aqua Alex, and it'll help you as well. So go to LittleEgyptAquariumClub.com, place an order, and use the coupon code ALEX to get 10% off. Now, back to the tropical fish chat. Alrighty, welcome back to Aqua Alex Live. Today I'm talking about the Firemouth Cichlid. If you have any questions or thoughts on the Firemouth Cichlid, feel free to post them in the comments. So right now we're going to talk about tank mates for the Firemouth Cichlid. And with the Firemouth Cichlid, tank mates is pretty simple. Now the Firemouth Cichlid is somewhat semi-aggressive, but it can live with other fish. Now, they do grow to 7 to 8 inches, so that does mean it will eat smaller fish, which would eat neon tetras and other small nano fish. So those are obviously out of the question. Now, with the Firemouth, you can mix them with other semi-aggressive cichlids that get large. So some good tank mate ideas for the Firemouth would include other Central American cichlids. Jack Dempsey's would be a great tank mate for the Firemouth. Convicts and Hydoran red points would be a great tank mate. Viajas, the Cynospiliums, or the black belts would be a good tank mate for the Firemouth. Rainbow cichlids and macaw cichlids, which would be the Nicaraguan cichlid, would be a great combination for color and personality. Now, the Firemouth will also do well with some South American cichlids. It'll do great with Geophagus, Severum, Oscars, chocolate cichlids, what else? True parrots and the blood parrots as well. And then it would do great with larger barbs, like the tinfoils, tiger barbs, filamentosa barbs. It would do good with silver dollars, bala sharks. It would do good with roseline sharks. It will do good with Corridorus cats, plecos, pictus cats, Raphael cats, pretty much anything that is too big to be eaten, and a firemouth will do relatively well with. Now, like I said earlier in the show, the firemouth is all bark and no bite. It generally will try to be aggressive to other cichlids, but the cichlid, if it's a little bit meaner than the firemouth, is going to get the upper hand. So be careful when putting these in cichlid aquariums. Try not to put something like a red devil or Manigwenson in there, because they're going to overpower the firemouth. Now, some controversial tank mates for the firemouth could be angelfish. People are going to have mixed feelings about that, but I have seen a couple of videos here on YouTube of a firemouth being kept with angelfish, and I personally have successfully done that, and I've had no issues whatsoever. So, so I would say that yes, firemouth can indeed be successfully kept with angelfish. However, I would recommend that the angelfish be the existing fish in your aquarium, and the firemouth would be the new additions. I wanted to bring that up because I saw that today on YouTube, and I got to thinking that is a very odd combination, but it can work. Yes, you can successfully keep firemouth with angelfish. As a matter of fact, one of my local fish stores has that combination right now. The angelfish are pretty much adults, and the firemouth are under an inch, but it can work at any size. As long as you have a large tank and there is plenty of hiding spaces for each fish, you should be good to go. Now, can I keep more than one firemouth together? I'm sure that's going to be a question that someone's going to ask. And yes, you can keep one or more firemouths together. So you can have a pair, a trio, or four or more. Just remember that they get 7 to 8 inches. So if you're going to have multiples of them, make sure it's in a 75, 90, or a 125 or above. And make sure there is plenty of hiding spaces so that the firemouths can form a hierarchy, and the ones that get chased will have a place to retreat, and you should be good to go. They'll all eat, and they'll grow, and they'll turn into amazing fish. And if you buy 4 or more, the chances that you get a pair increase if you do hope to breed the Firemouth Cichlid. All right, now it's time to see this beautiful fish. So I'm going to show you some pictures and videos of other Firemouth cichlids that are owned by other fish keepers. I've got 5 pictures and a couple of videos that I'm going to show you showcasing the amazing Firemouth cichlids. So I think we'll start with the photos, and then we'll do the videos next. So most of the pictures I'm going to show you are of adult or semi-adult firemouths. So here is the first picture that I'm going to show you. And as you can see, it is a very, very gorgeous looking fish. Very colorful, and it has a lot of orange, which I like. The next picture is another adult firemouth, and this one is a male. And you can tell it's a male by the extension of its fins and the deep orange coloration on it. Very, very colorful and gorgeous fish. This is another firemouth, and this one is equally as beautiful. They have a gray body with black patches and a deep orange face. Very, very beautiful. And again, another picture. This one is a very beautiful fish as well. And again, here is a proof that firemouth can be kept successfully with angelfish. So now we're going to see those two videos of the Firemouth that I was telling you about. Now, the first video is actually of a breeding pair of Firemouth. So let's see what they look like in their breeding colorations. So that was a very beautiful pair of Firemouth, male and female. And that was a video of some juvenile Firemouth that had some intense colorations. So Firemouth are an absolutely beautiful fish. It's time for my final remarks on the Firemouth Cichlid. I think I covered pretty much everything on the Firemouth Cichlid. One thing I do want to say is if you've been keeping community fish and you kind of want to venture into the Central and South American scene and you want to try your hand at cichlids, then the first fish I would recommend would be the Firemouth Cichlid. Why? Well, it is extremely popular. It is extremely hardy. It's very easy to keep, and it is affordable. And I think a lot of people will fall in love with the Firemouth Cichlid because of the way they look. And the Firemouth Cichlid can adjust to any aquarium, any water parameters, and is very easy to keep. Also, I love the fact that as they grow, the orange intensifies. And like I said, they're like a Central American version of a geophagus. So if you're looking for like a Central American version of a geo, then you will consider the Firemouth Cichlid. So that's everything that I have for you on the Firemouth Cichlid. If you have any questions on the Firemouth, post them in the comments down below, and I will make sure to answer your questions on the Firemouth. So my next species profile is going to be on a rather rare fish that rarely comes into the aquarium hobby, and it's a fish that I waited over 10 years to get. And last year I became really lucky and I got my first few, and then this year I got some more. Next species profile, I will talk about the Mylosoma silver dollars, aka the hard belly pacu, aka the silver pacu. Not many fish keepers have experience with this fish or have kept them, but I'm lucky to be one of the few that has, and I'm currently having some right now. So on the next species profile, I'll teach you how to keep this fish, how to find them, and everything you need to know about the Mylosoma. And I'll start the video with a video of some of my past Mylosoma and the Mylosoma that I have currently. That's going to be an exciting species profile to do. So before I end today's video, I do have a couple of announcements to make. The 100th episode of Aqua Alex Live is coming up really soon. In fact, I believe this is our 97th video. So that means I got 3 episodes remaining. So on the 100th video, I'm going to do a feeding video of my predator community aquarium behind me. And you'll see my black wolffish eat. You'll see my vulture cats eat. And some of the other fish that I have in the aquarium. You're also going to see a new fish that I have arriving. And this is a fish that I've wanted for many years, but I've had the opportunity to get them, but I passed because I was waiting to get a 6-foot aquarium. But now that I have that, I can get this fish, and I'm going to reveal that unboxing and that fish on the 100th video. And after that, I'm going to have a tropical fish store tour on the 100th video. And to conclude that, there's going to be a couple of guests. So the 100th video of Aqua Alex is a minor accomplishment, and it's going to be celebrated as such. And then we've got the return of Aquatic Wetline. I'm going to play that promo at the end of this video. I'm so grateful to be having a co-host. My friend Steve Aquatics is going to serve as the co-host. And this month, our special guest is a dear friend of mine, a Central and South American Cichlid friend. He has Maniguents, he has Texas, he has Red Tiger Motaguents, and his name is James Anthony. He's going to talk to us, and we're going to have a fun conversation. We're going to talk about how we got into the aquarium hobby, our advice to beginners, and more. And don't forget, we have our Fish Keepers Q&A on April 27th. And I'm going to answer all of your Fish Keepers questions. And I've got a promo for that I'm going to play when I wrap up this show as well. So I see that we have 2 comments that I am going to answer really quick. And Steve says, a great show. Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. And he says, can we see your aquarium? Absolutely. Let me turn the light on. Can you turn the light on for me? There you go. So the reason I have the lights purple is because my webcam, the light shines. And let me take off my header so you can see it more. Huh? Sorry about that. My dad was asking me something. So anyway, the reason I have the purple lights on is because my webcam, what do you call that? The light directs from it. But as you can see, my silver dollars are out. My 4-line cat, the vultures. I just fed them prior to the show. Before the show, they got market shrimp and Akari pellets. And I believe the Firemouth is right here. One of them. So that's my aquarium. And I've got some more videos coming out pretty soon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. So thank you, Steve, for that. Thank you, Steve. Steve says freaking awesome. Yeah, my Fluva FX4 is doing a pretty good job of keeping the water clean, but I have to do a water change tomorrow, but that's going to be fun. I enjoy doing water changes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. And like I said, if you have any questions on Firemouth, post them in the comments, and I will answer all of your questions on the Firemouth Cichlid. Also, fish keepers, happy Easter. I hope you guys have an amazing Easter. I think my next episode of Aqua Alex Live is going to be after Easter. So I hope everybody has a happy and safe Easter and you get everything you want for Easter. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale, for more fish keeping videos and more. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale, and you've been watching Aqua Alex Live. Have a great night, and happy fish keeping. Hey, fish keepers, you know who I am. I'm Aqua Alex Cardinale, and I made my name on a podcast known as Aquatic Wetline, my most successful podcast that I ever hosted, and perhaps the most successful aquarium podcast out there, past or present. If you've never heard of Aquatic Wetline, just do a Google research and you will see all the amazing episodes that I have hosted. But today I'm excited and honored to tell you that Aquatic Wetline is making a comeback. Aquatic Wetline is coming back bigger, bolder, and better than ever. And Aquatic Wetline will be hosted right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. It will be a video podcast. That's right. Aquatic Wetline will be coming back as a video podcast. Now, Aquatic Wetline is coming back in a whole new platform and a whole new experience. Aquatic Wetline is coming back as a Fish Keepers Roundtable, which means there will be multiple fish keepers on the show discussing a wide range of topics. There's going to be two hosts and a fish keeper or multiple fish keeping guests. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable is going to be hosted by me, Aqua Alex Cardinale, and one of my most loyalist subscribers, one of my most loyal audience members, a man that's been listening to Aquatic Wetline since its existence and has been following my YouTube channel, Steve's Aquatics. So Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable will be hosted by Aqua Alex and Steve's Aquatics. And there will be special guest fish keepers each month. It's going to be a monthly series. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable will debut on Tuesday, April 26th, 2022, live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Our inaugural guest is going to be fish keeper James Anthony. Now, James and I have been friends for numerous years, all throughout my aquarium hobby. James is a great guy. He specializes in Central and South American cichlids and aggressive fish, just like I do. This is going to be the first time that I have James on my aquarium podcast, and I look forward to speaking about tropical fish with James. And I look forward to having a co-host on Aquatic Wetline for the first time in a long time. The topics for the April 2022 Fish Keepers Roundtable for Aquatic Wetline include how James, Steve, and I entered the aquarium hobby, what we have learned over the years. We'll discuss our mistakes and our successes. We'll give our advice to beginners. We'll discuss our favorite fish species and more. So make sure you guys mark your calendars. Aquatic Wetline Fish Keepers Roundtable debuts on my YouTube channel Tuesday, April 26th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And again, it is live on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale, Tuesday, April 26th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Aquatic Wetline is back. Hey tropical fish keepers, Aqua Alex Cardinale here. I am inviting you to be a part of the April 2022 Tropical Fish Keepers Q&A. Each and every month, I look forward to answering your fish keeping questions. I will answer all fish keeping questions, whether they are freshwater or saltwater. So start submitting your questions now. The April 2022 Ask Aqua Alex Live Fish Keepers Q&A is airing on Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. So start emailing your fish keeping questions to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. You can ask any freshwater or saltwater aquarium related questions that you have. I can answer any fish keeping questions. I have experience in both freshwater and saltwater, as I've kept numerous freshwater species and I've kept saltwater species before as well. You can email your questions in a text format, or you can film a video asking your questions, and I will answer your questions live on the Fish Keepers Q&A Wednesday, April 27th. Also, I need photos and videos of your fish and aquarium to show off on the Fish Keepers Show Off on the month of April 2022. So email photos and videos of your fish and your aquarium to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. I can guarantee that you have beautiful fish and beautiful aquariums, so come show them off. Email photos and videos of your fish and aquarium to alexgoyankiescardinale19@gmail.com. Topics for the April Fish Keepers Q&A. I'm going to talk about my favorite community fish, and I'm going to talk about freshwater fish that are just as colorful as saltwater fish. So learn about my favorite community fish and learn about freshwater fish that are just as colorful as saltwater fish. It all goes down on the April 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A, and that is live Wednesday, April 27th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. I will see you all there, and I look forward to answering your questions. Happy Easter from me, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. I, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, will be hosting the inaugural Easter 2022 Bash, which will be airing right here on this YouTube channel, Saturday, April 16th, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Just one day before Easter, join me, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, for a special Easter Bash. The very first one to be hosted by Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. Easter Bunny is proud to announce there will be Easter appearances by Aqua Alex Cardinale and Chef Alex Cardinale. Chef Alex is going to make one of my favorite treats. Chef Alex will show you how to make honey roasted carrots, and he will make one awesome Easter dessert, and Chef Alex will give tips for hosting a delicious Easter dinner. Now, I'm a bunny, but I love tropical fish. So I called upon Aqua Alex to be on the Easter 2022 bash. Aqua Alex will discuss Easter-themed aquarium fish, and he will discuss the saltwater rabbit fish, aka fox faces and the spotted rabbit fish, and Aqua Alex will discuss treats that I could give your fish as Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. Now, I, Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale, will discuss my favorite Easter memories. I will have a message for people of all ages. I'll discuss the true meaning of Easter, and I may enjoy some Easter candy with all of you. It's going to be a fun time. Legendary Alex Cardinale is going to join me to paint some Easter eggs. So what will we paint the Easter eggs? You got to tune in to find out. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you enjoy the Easter season, and most importantly, I hope you'll tune in to the Easter 2022 bash, live Saturday, April 16th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. Happy Easter, and go get those Easter candies.